Zeus gave bees a weapon. Then he made sure it would kill them. Why would the king of the gods bless his protectors and curse them in the same breath? This ancient Greek myth hides one of the most uncomfortable truths about power, sacrifice, and what it really costs to protect what you love. Welcome to Myths and Soul, and this is where the story begins. In the ancient world of gods and myths, even the smallest creatures often carried the greatest meaning. Power did not always announce itself with thunder, nor did destiny move only through kings and warriors. Sometimes fate depended on quiet devotion, on wings so small they could easily be overlooked. Before Zeus became ruler of the skies, before lightning answered his command, he was a child in danger. His father, Cronus, fearful of being overthrown, devoured his own children. To save her youngest son, Rhea hid Zeus in a cave on Mount Ida, far from the eyes of the world. There, in darkness and secrecy, Zeus survived not through strength, but through care. But survival was only the beginning. What happened next would echo through temples for centuries. Inside the cave, Zeus was tended by nymphs and by bees. These were no ordinary creatures. In Greek thought, bees were sacred, symbols of order, devotion, and harmony. They produced honey believed to be divine, a substance that nourished gods and carried echoes of immortality. The bees fed the infant Zeus with their honey. Their constant humming softened and concealed his cries, protecting him from discovery. Their labor was quiet, repetitive, and tireless, a form of devotion without recognition or reward. In this hidden place, the bees became guardians of destiny. Without knowing it, their small lives helped shape the future ruler of Olympus. As Zeus grew and eventually claimed his place among the gods, the memory of the bees did not fade. Their devotion was remembered, and it was honored. Bees were blessed, their honey revered, their presence welcomed in temples and rituals. They came to symbolize sacred work, effort done not for glory, but for balance. Their lives reflected a truth the ancient Greeks understood deeply, that harmony is built through cooperation, patience, and care. The bees remind us that creation often happens quietly, that what sustains life is not always dramatic, but steady and unseen, that devotion itself can be a form of power. Until one day, strangers came to the hive, and they took everything. Yet devotion alone does not shield against loss. In another telling of the myth, the bees faced a dilemma familiar even today. Their honey, the result of endless labor, was stolen by those who did not understand its sacredness. Wanting to protect what they had created, the bees approached Zeus and asked for a weapon. They did not ask for dominance or conquest, only for defense. Zeus listened, and he agreed. What Zeus offered them next, no creature had ever been given before. Zeus granted the bees a sting, a weapon powerful enough to defend their sacred work, but he placed a condition upon it. Once used, the weapon would also take the life of the bee who wielded it. This was not cruelty, but cosmic law. Power, Zeus declared, must never be without consequence. The bees could protect what they loved, but they would never do so lightly. Every act of defense would carry sacrifice. Violence, even when justified, would leave no one untouched. In this way, the sting became both protection and warning. And from that day on, every bee carried a choice that most of us still face, without ever realizing it. From that moment on, the bees embodied a profound paradox. They were gentle creatures capable of lethal force, devoted workers burdened with irreversible choice. Their story speaks to a truth that extends far beyond myth. To stand up for what is sacred often costs us something. To draw boundaries, to defend ourselves, to protect what we love. These acts are rarely free of consequence. The bees teach us that power used in awareness is different from power used in anger, that some forms of protection demand courage, restraint, and acceptance of loss. Seen this way, the bees are no longer just mythic creatures. They become mirrors. They reflect the quiet labor of care, the exhaustion of constant giving, the moments when we must choose between remaining gentle and standing firm. They remind us that even those who live in devotion must sometimes confront the cost of self-protection. Like the bees, we are often small in a vast world, yet our actions matter. Our choices ripple outward. Our care sustains lives we may never fully see. The ancients encoded a warning in this story, one meant specifically for people like us. The myth of Zeus and the bees whispers a timeless lesson. That devotion shapes destinies. That power must be carried with responsibility. That even the smallest lives contain sacred meaning. In their humming, the ancients heard wisdom. In their honey, they tasted divinity. And in their sting, they recognized the truth that every boundary has a price. The bees remind us to honor the small, to act with awareness, and to understand that protection, when chosen consciously, can still be an act of love. As you leave this story, you might ask yourself, what are you protecting in your own life, and what does it cost you to do so? If this myth resonated with you, take a moment to sit with it. Let it settle. Let it speak. I'm curious about something. The bees gave everything to protect what they loved, even when it meant losing a part of themselves. I think many of us know that feeling, the quiet sacrifices, the boundaries that cost us something. If you're comfortable, I'd love to hear your reflection in the comments. What is something you protect, even when it's hard? Your answer might be exactly what someone else needs to read today. And if these stories bring you something, comfort, curiosity, or a moment of stillness, you're warmly invited to subscribe and stay for the next one. There are more myths waiting to be told, more mirrors waiting to reflect. Thank you for being here, and thank you for listening.